on 100.7 WMMS.
Another $1,000 for you in about 7 or 8 minutes. Listen for that keyword. Right around 5:30. Get you, go fund yourself. Corey Roddick Experience tonight after 6:30. He will continue that run of Go Fund Yourself till 9:30. I think tonight is the last keyword you'll get. And then it starts all over again tomorrow morning with Rover. And then every hour. So Stansbury's got him for you. I got him for you. You're in good shape. Cavaliers will play tomorrow night. They had a big win over the Wizards in overtime, 117-107. Sunday, that was a home opener. And then they'll play the Orlando Magic tomorrow night at 7 o'clock here on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app. Thursday, probably start around 3:30. We're going to have people, whoever comes up to this window, and they're trying to get those Smashing Pumpkins tickets. I'm going to have some Smashing Pumpkins questions, and other ones, not. But I got a bunch of pair of tickets to give away, good ones, lower level. Saturday night, Pumpkins, Jane's Addiction. They're calling it the Spirits on Fire Tour. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But Saturday night, the Romo Fijo. So Thursday, around 3:30, we'll have some people. We're going to have some cats out here from Bloodview Haunted House, too, I think, just to spice it up a little. And then we'll hand those off on Thursday. And then who knows what'll happen? Who am I to say what'll happen?
You're not.
That's absolutely correct. I am not.
Alan, so let me get this right. Mary is complaining to Brian about him watching murder, serial killer documentaries, and then says something about the victims' families. Like, give me a break, Mary. Jeffrey Dahmer, everybody knows who he is. There's like a dozen films and movies about.
What did you say about the victims' families?
No. Brian, he was giving me crap about the books that I read, being like figured out murder mystery books. And he's saying it's no different than him watching the documentaries. And I said, mine didn't actually happen.
Gotcha.
He falls asleep to these horrible documentaries of true stories.
They're his surviving R. Kelly.
Right.
That's his comfort food.
Hey, Alan, did Mary watch the Ted Bundy documentary at all? Because if she did, that's extremely hypocritical for her to judge Brian for watching Jeffrey Dahmer documentaries and such other things.
Would you have ever guessed in a million years that all these guys would be Team Brian?
Never.
I mean, really?
Also, I'm not giving him crap. He was giving me crap, saying that I can't.
That's just what you want. That's how you're spinning it.
Whatever. He's saying I can't make fun of him for falling. The whole thing was that he falls asleep to these like stories of murder and heartbreak. And I'm like, dude, this is your comfort food, whatever. Oh, you read the same thing. I'm like, except mine are made up.
And you're not going to fall asleep reading a book.
Right. Well, you might, but I'll close it before I fall asleep.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jeffrey Dahmer, when I was in Oklahoma City over the weekend, we went to a country bar right next door. And I saw my very first in-person Jeffrey Dahmer Halloween costume. We
were talking about this earlier, I think, when you were out of the room, but that I just couldn't buy that people were sending their kids out. Dumb grown-ups, I guess.
Yeah,
because they think it's funny. Right. But the concern, like, eBay is banning the Dahmer costume, which is just a white T-shirt and glasses.
That's it. He had on a white T-shirt, a flannel, with, like, the white T-shirt had blood on it. But he came alone. And I was like, oh, no. Is this guy, like... Is he about to do some method acting?
So he really went for authenticity.
Yeah, he showed up to the club by himself. He had like the camera slung around his neck, like all that. And I was like, what if he is like actually going to try to kill somebody tonight? And they'd be like, ha ha ha, what a funny Halloween costume. And
you're saying he was hiding in plain sight.
What if that's what I'm saying. What if he was coming to the bar by himself, dressed up as a quote unquote topical costume?
Or it's like those guys who walk around, their costume is a bunch of single-serving cereal boxes with plastic knives through them.
Yeah, they're serial killers.
Serial killer. No one would ever think that someone in such a dumb costume would be so nefarious with such sinister intentions. Hide in plain sight. They're just walking around. Now, let me ask you this. Did you hear about any news story of someone being murdered or strangled with a camera strap?
No.
Before you left town. Oh.
Although right before I left to go to Oklahoma City, somebody sent me an article about them finding 4 bodies in the river.
Yeah,
And
they
they were
did.
like, "Watch
they
out."
pulled 4 guys out.
Yeah, they were like, watch out, meth is crazy there. And they were right.
Well, meth might be crazy there, but as I understand it, here in Northeast Ohio, it's not that bad.
So I've heard.
Isn't that what we've been told?
That is what we have been told.
I mean, not by more than one person. But...
I was on my way to buying some meth. Hey, man, meth ain't that bad.
Yeah, that's right. Meth ain't that bad. Thank you, sir.
Hey, guys. Heard you talking about Alan's Tequila and Red Bull, and I came up with a great name for the drink. You call it a Matador. Yay. Gene from Parma.
Gene from
I love
Parma.
Gene from Parma.
Gene from Parma.
Somebody asked me earlier, is Gene from Parma okay? We haven't heard. There's Gene from Parma.
There he is.
Matador. I just call it a cocktail. I don't know anybody else that drinks Red Bull with tequila. It's usually vodka. So I don't have a name for it.
I drink vodka with tequila.
Yeah.
No, right now.
That's right. Tell him, Mel. Alan, you're talking about that guy offering $5,000 to kill his son. It just so happened that The Professional was on last night, and he even charges $5,000 a head. Remember The Professional? A young Natalie Portman?
I actually just watched that for the first time.
What a great
this
movie.
year.
Oh, what a great. I saw it in the theater, and I felt very, very strange about how cute I thought Natalie Portman was.
Was she like 14?
Because she was very, very young. If we're
She was like
lucky,
12.
she was 14. Gary Oldman was a drugged out, crazed cop. I think it was technically called Leon the Professional, but over here they call it The Professional. But Jean Reno was the French actor that played the hitman.
We started that Watcher last night, too.
Yeah. Did you finish The Patient? Oh, it's tonight,
No,
isn't
it's
it?
tonight,
Yeah,
yeah.
The Last Patient is tonight.
Yeah.
You started The Watcher.
Well, I guess Brian was already 1 episode in, but I watched episodes 2 and 3. It was good. I like it. Crazy that it's true.
Hey.
No.
Well, based on true story, they said.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
but
actual
they-
story is pretty dull. Actually, the real story is pretty creepy.
It's very
But
creepy. But
They have to
there's
add
not-
so many things
there's
in to
not
make
much
this.
to it,
Drama.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't do my I didn't look it up or anything. I just said, "Oh, this actually happened, huh?"
Well, I didn't look anything up until I had finished the series, and it was like, okay, what was real, what wasn't,
Got it.
and yeah. So just enjoy it for what it is. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I like that guy, that main guy. He's hot.
Bobby Cannavale.
He's
Oh
hot.
yeah, he's a good-looking dude.
Yeah.
He's married to Rose Byrne in real life, I think.
He was in
Naomi Watts looks dynamite, man. She's
Yeah.
like 55 years old.
He was in that was 9 Perfect Strangers or 7 Perfect Strangers, the Nicole Kidman short series. I think it was on Hulu where she runs like a I don't even know what it is, like a weekend retreat where she drugs everybody.
That I don't know about.
I think
I
it
know
was
he
called
was-
9 Perfect Strangers.
he
He
was
was
in-
in
he was
that.
Vinyl. He was in.
Boardwalk Empire,
Boardwalk
all
Empire.
kinds of things.
He's been in a bunch of stuff.
What's his name?
He's been on almost every HBO show. It feels like.
Yeah.
Bobby Cannavale.
Like every HBO show that's come out since like the mid 2000s.
Wasn't he on Will and Grace or something? He was
Yes.
making
I don't
out with
know
some
about
dudes
that.
on
Yeah,
Will and
9
Grace.
Perfect Strangers. That's the name of it.
He was in Vinyl, wasn't he? Boy,
He was the
that
main character on
Yeah,
Vinyl.
I know. That show,
Yeah, he's just got a look about him. I don't know what it is, but he's hot. He does it for me.
Vinyl was a
52
great
years
show.
old. He looks fantastic.
In that 9 Perfect Strangers, he plays like a recovering alcoholic or drug addict or something like that.
He's an
And he's like
Ant-Man.
kind of like a jerk to everybody. I'm like, oh, I kind of like this.
Huh.
Kind of like this little attitude.
He is constantly asked if he's Brad Garrett, though.
He's like a hot Brad Garrett.
Are you implying that Brad Garrett isn't hot, Mary?
Not as hot as Bobby Cannavale.
Oh.
Is that how you say it? Cannavale?
Bobby Cannavale, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude. But, I mean, The Watcher is good, yeah. I mean, it's an interesting trip through that show. He's kind of a little too tightly wound in that show for my taste.
I mean, should have been more relaxed about people sneaking into his house.
Well, he kind of goes off the rails like right away. If they had built him up more to it, I think it would have been more realistic.
Well, I think-
right off the bat, he freaks out. Like he's screwing up at work, and I mean,
Right, but I think that
that's
goes to
what
show
he is.
he's kind of this guy that he's made mistakes in the past, and then he's doing it again, and he's not handling it well because he spent way too much money
I see.
on that house, and also
He's too impetuous.
Yeah. He's feeling it. He's feeling tight about the whole thing. But he's got to have his butcher block countertops.
He's Italian and Cuban. What a combination.
There you go.
He was in Chef. That's what I recognized him from. And
The Favreau movie?
Yeah. He was like his one of the sidekicks.
Sous chef?
Not a sous chef, because John Leguizamo was a sous chef. He's like the third guy. And then the other guys. He's one of like the douchebag cops in that.
Let me give you some money here. It's $1,000, a chance to go fund yourself. Get it? I hope you win. Good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword check at WMMS.com. That's check. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Just got that message from Gene in Parma about the my tequila and Red Bulls. I was reading that a tequila shortage is imminent. Now, there are a lot of people who are not into tequila, and I understand that. I very much am. I'm not a nerd about it, but when it comes to liquor, it will always be my first choice. But there are a lot of stories coming down the pike that there's going to be a tequila shortage.
Is there an agave shortage?
That there are demand is so high. I mean, think about it. Sooner or later, everyone's going to have their own brand of tequila. I mean, celebrities alone, because there's so much money to be made. George Clooney and Bryan Cranston and all, The Rock, everybody's got a tequila brand. And so the demand is so high that it's creating a lot of supply constraints. Now, I think that this also works. This lets these companies charge more, too. Because we're not there watching them pick the agave plant. We're not watching them make the stuff. So we have to take their word for it that, it's very, very scarce. Supply and demand. Like gas. That's all made up, too. There's no scarcity of that. But once they rack those prices up, they're going to keep them up. They're not going to leave money on the table.
Well, that's when people are going to switch back to vodka or gin or lighter fluid, whatever.
Vanilla extract in large quantities.
Drink some turpentine with some honey in it.
So it's the agave plant has to mature for a long time. I mean, if you're making something.
What a metaphor for life,
Hey,
If you're making something out of sugar cane, you don't need it. It doesn't take a long, long time to make it. But tequila, it takes a long time to make.
They should start 3D printing tequila.
Hey.
Or agave.
3D printing
Why
agave
even
plants.
worry about the agave. You just 3D print the tequila.
Get right to the tequila.
Mm-hmm.
Americans love whiskey and bourbon more than anything else. But, tequila is having its day.
Yeah,
I like gin,
tequila's
too.
Too expensive, then don't you forget that you can just get yourself some Cleveland whiskey. And you'll be just fine.
Bill Squire Friday Get Down ain't brought to you by no tequila.
Nope.
They slept on that. Cleveland whiskey. They go, we know when we got a good thing going here. Alan, I'm related on my wife's side to an old tequila distillery family, and I can get it direct.
Petro.
Well,
Or that is.
la-dee-da.
So he's an heir.
for you.
He's not an heir. His wife is an heir.
Heiress.
Heiress.
But he would be a recipient of that heir.
What?
If he's married to an heir,
Yes,
then-
please explain this. A recipient of that hair.
Please explain it to me.
well, whatever she inherits, he also receives because he is her partner.
Provided they stay married, but that's her family's
And
money.
they share the wealth. Like not every
But that's her family. That's
Yeah.
not his family.
married couple shares all their money.
Especially if it's tequila heiress money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although it could be like, what is that, El Toro? What's that really, the plastic jug, the really bad stuff. Oh my God, what is it called?
It's
El
probably El
Jimador?
Toro. No, El Jimador is pretty good. I think you're thinking of El Toro.
plastic jug of tequila.
Yeah, like
It's
a giant
bottom,
handle of-
bottom shelf.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even
Yeah,
remember
it's
that.
got a little hat on it. Yeah, El Toro silver tequila, dude. This stuff is, it's like when you got $4 to get hammered. This is
Yep.
yeah, one of those.
Whatever's down there, it's like the
Right.
liquor version of bagged cereal.
Dude,
Old
we used,
granddad.
when I was in college, we used to mess up some Orloff because that was the only vodka that they would serve in the
Kamchatka.
drive-thru.
I'm getting a
Pop
headache
off.
listening to this.
Yeah, right. Well, you had to make.
4 stars on Google reviews. El Toro tequila.
Well, yeah, people are on there like
'Cause it
this got me
costs
effed up fast and cheap.
$9
This is great.
El Toro.
Well, right now the big thing is people are putting vodka through their Brita and it filters it out, and so they're putting cheap vodka in there and they put it through the Brita and it tastes a lot better.
That's not true, is it?
That's I've seen it in a
Really?
coffee
Yeah.
maker. I saw someone do it through a coffee maker.
Huh.
But then you have hot vodka.
Yeah, you know.
Yum.
But
No, people are doing it through Brita.
Wow.
And
I'm gonna fill my.
filters it.
We got a big Berkey filter at Casa Cox. I'm gonna start filtering. We don't really drink vodka. My wife cannot drink
Yeah, she's not a
vodka.
vodka lady.
She'll be bra off on top of the table, so no
Tell her
vodka.
to have some.
Oh, I do. I
You're like,
do.
Let's get that bra off,
But
lady."
in mixed company,
yeah, that's a private drink.
no Swayze, no Wazy. But no, I'll drink tequila all day long.
See, that's it. Tequila.
Or gin.
Tequila is like when I am feeling sassy. Like I had to have something big in my life to be drinking tequila. My normal drink is just vodka, nothing special. I don't really mess with gin. I don't do any
You don't want to do like a shot of gin?
no,
ugh. That was one of the things
no
they told us to
gin,
look
no
for
whiskey.
as like underage kids ordering shots of things you wouldn't normally order shots of.
Gin,
So like
yeah.
a shot of gin or a shot of rum. You're like, it's not really.
There was one time I got drunk off of gin, and I swear the drunk only lasted like 45 minutes, and it was like I drank all that for nothing.
You can do a shot of rum, though. You never hear about anybody having a shot of gin.
do a shot of any of that.
No one
Ugh.
likes gin.
I
Gin-
love
Gin
gin.
is not
Gin
good.
is in another drink.
What?
Gin and you mix.
Gin
Oh,
is a
yeah.
mixing drink.
You make a
yes.
cocktail out of gin. You
You're
don't
right.
just shoot gin. Although that's what they would do in the
You can.
Philippines.
You drink gin shots.
They had San Miguel's gin, and they would just sit there and drink it out of a little tin cup. It'd be ice cold, and they just
It's
shoot it
sipping.
down until it's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird vodka makes Gwen strip because Sir Joe Nichols said that tequila makes her clothes fall off.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people. It's weird that people have that reaction to different alcohols.
all
I'm
in
about
your
the
head.
same.
I
so,
think
too.
I think it's more or less your mood going into it. So some people angry drink whiskey, which is like, whiskey makes me an angry drunk,
Yeah.
or tequila makes me feel sexy.
Yeah.
That's kind of your mindset going into it. So that's what's going to be exacerbated by your drunkenness.
For me, it's not even booze that makes me take my clothes off. It's Capri Sun Charcoalberry Fin.
Oh, look at that. Keep this one away from your kids' parties.
Yeah.
Walking around
Don't
talking
be
about sexy
exacerbating.
kids. Exacerbated.
That's why I'm never invited. I'm out there exacerbating the problem. Let me break. If you want to text for something, 35192. You can watch live at alancoxshow.com and text wherever you're listening on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.